Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about important Viva questions and interview questions of Java, object oriented programming language. Okay, so first of all, what is Java? Java is general purpose programming language that is class based, object oriented and is very popular. So in Java everything is considered as object. Okay, so Java is working on objects. Next question. Explain brief history of Java. So Java was developed by James Gosling in Sun Microsystem in 1991. Okay, the language is created in a such a way that is going to reevaluation the world. Third one, what are the prominent features of Java? So Java has various features. Those are dynamic, simple, object oriented, secure, platform independent, portable, multi-threaded, high performance and robust. So let's see one by one. Dynamic. Java is more dynamic when compared to C and C++. Java is designed in a such a way that is adaptable to any environment. Next one is simple. So Java is very easy to learn and understand. Next, object oriented. So in Java everything is object. Secure. Java provides a secure platform to develop safe and virus free and tamper free applications. Next, platform independent. So platform independent means we can run the Java program on any platform, any operating system. So Java is not dependent language. Portable. Portable means we can transfer the Java program from one place to another place. Next, multi-threaded. Multi-threaded means in Java we can perform multiple tasks simultaneously. Next, high performance. With the built-in just-in-time compiler, Java provides high performance. Next, robust. Robust means Java makes more efforts to eliminate errors by concentrating more on runtime checking and compile time checking. So, robust means Java eliminates the error prone situations. Next, fourth one, what is a class in Java? So, very important. Class is defined as template or blueprint that is used to create objects and also define objects and methods. So, here class is nothing but a blueprint for an object. Okay. Next, what is object? So, define object. Object is nothing but any real world entity, any real world thing which contains properties. Okay. So, here every Java object has both state and behavior. So, in Java, state is nothing but variable and behavior is nothing but methods. Okay. So, object is nothing but instance of class or any real world thing. Class is nothing but blueprint of object. Blueprint for an object is known as class. Okay, clear? Next, define JVM. JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. So, first of all, the Java program, Java source code is converted into bytecode. Then bytecode is converted into machine code. So first source code is converted to bytecode and then bytecode is converted to machine code. So here JVM is responsible for converting the bytecode into machine code. Okay. So then which one transfers the source code into bytecode? The compiler transfers the source code into bytecode. The JVM transfers bytecode into machine code. Okay. So here JVM is like interpreter. Next one, JDK, Java Development Kit, is one of the three prominent technology packages used in Java programming. Those are three prominent technologies are JVM, JRE and JDK. So JDK is used as standalone component to run Java programs by JVM and JRE. So this kit is used to implement Java platform specifications, include class libraries and compiler. Okay, so these are the responsibility of JDK. Next, what do you mean by JRE? Java Runtime Environment. So JRE is a collection of software tools that are designed for development of Java applications. Okay, so let's see the differences between JVM, JRE and JDK. So JVM, I already told, JVM is a main part of Java programming which provides platform independence. JRE and JDK both contain JVM in order to run our programs. Okay. JDK, Java Development Kit. It is mainly used for developing programs. So developing Java programs. Next, JRE, Java Runtime Environment is mainly used for running Java programs. Okay. I hope clear. Next, explain public static void main string args in Java. Okay, so it is the main method in Java programming. So you need to know every word meaning. So first of all, public. Public is a access modifier or access specifier. So in Java, there are four types of access specifiers: public, private, protected and default. So public is also one of the access specifier. So this public is used to specify who can access the method, who can access the class. Public means that this method will accessible by any class. So anyone can access the class, which that is the meaning of public. Next, static. Static is a keyword in Java which identifies it is a class based. Main is made static in Java so that it can access without creating the instance of class. So without creating object, we can access the main method by using static. Okay. So in case main is not made static, then the compiler will throw an error as main is called by the JVM before objects are made, and only static methods can directly invoked via class. Okay. So without a static keyword, we cannot access the main method directly. Okay. So if you want to use the main method, that is only possible by using creating object. Okay. So without creating object, we can access the main method through static keyword. Okay, I hope it is clear. Next, void. Void, it is a return type. Void is a return type which means nothing. Okay, will not return any value. Void means nothing. Next, main. It is the method which is searched by JVM as starting point of an application. So any Java program, the main method is compulsory. The program execution starts from main method. Okay. So any Java program execution starts from main method. So every Java program contain at least one main method. Next, string arg. It is the parameter passed to the main method. So string arguments are used to pass the parameters to main method. Next, define variable in Java. So what is a variable? Variable in Java can be defined as basic storage unit. So variable is used to store some value. Okay. It is a storage unit that holds the value during the program execution. Okay. So there are three types of variables: static variables, local variables and instance variables. These all variables are used to store some value during the program execution. So first of all, static variables. A variable that is declared with static keyword is known as static variable. Static variables cannot be a local variables and memory is allocated only once for this variable. So only once the memory is allocated to a static variable. Next, local variable. So the variables which are declared inside the body of method, then the type of variables is known as local variables inside the body of the method. Next, instance method. So instance methods are declared inside the class but outside the body of the method is known as instance variable. Okay, I hope clear. Next, typecasting. So typecasting and type conversion both are same. Typecasting is in Java is done explicitly by the programmer. This is done to convert one data type to another data type. So typecasting is nothing but the conversion of one data type to another data type. So there are two types of typecasting: winding typecasting and narrowing typecasting. Winding typecasting is also known as automatically and implicit typecasting. Okay, the conversion of smaller data type to larger data type size is known as winding data type. So here byte short char int long float double. Okay, byte is one byte, short is 2, okay, int is 4, long is 8, float is 4, double is 8. So from lowest data type to highest data type conversion is known as winding. From highest data type to lowest data type is known as narrowing conversion. Okay. So next, type conversion. Typecasting and type conversions are both are similar. Okay. Type conversion can be defined as converting one data type to another data type automatically by the compiler. There are two types of conversions: implicit type and explicit type. Okay. Next, implicit is known as winding and explicit is known as narrowing. So 14th question, what are the data types in Java? Data types in Java specifies the value, size of data. Okay, so data type is used to specify the type of data and memory size. Okay, type of data. There are two types of data types: primitive data types and non-primitive data types. So let's see what is primitive data type. Primitive data types in Java are major constituents of data manipulation. These are most basic data types that are available in Java. The primitive data types include int, char, byte, float, double, long, short and boolean. So these are the types of primitive data types. Okay, so primitive data types means predefined data types. Those we cannot change the type of data and memory size. Okay, the values and memory size is fixed for primitive data type. Okay, so here data type, default size and default values are int. So integer data type contains 4 bytes of memory. Okay, so the default value is 0. Char data type occupies 2 bytes of memory. So the default value is u, 4 zeros. Next, byte data type occupies 1 byte of memory. Default value is 0. Next, long data type occupies 8 bytes of memory and the default value is OL, 0L. Next, float data type occupies 4 bytes of memory. So float data type contains precision, which means fractional part. Next, double, 8 bytes. Okay, boolean, 1 bit, either true or false. Okay, the default value is false. Next, non-primitive data types. The non-primitive data types are something that is different from primitive data types, and these non-primitive data types include string, arrays and structures. So non-primitive data types does not contain any memory size and default values. So we can store whatever the data we want in these non-primitive data types. Okay. Next, 18th one. How many types of operators are available in Java? So there are 8 important operators are available in Java. Those are arithmetic operators, assignment, logical, relational, bitwise operators, unary operators, ternary operators and shift operators. Okay, so these are very important operators. Next, what is the difference between pre-increment and post-increment operators? So the pre-increment operator and so pre-increment operator is also known as prefix increment and post-increment also known as postfix increment. Okay. Prefix increment is used to return the value after incrementing the present value. Okay. So first it will increment and then it return the value. Whereas the post increment, the value is returned first and then incrementing it. Okay. Next, 20th question, Java keywords. What are the Java keywords? So Java keywords means reserved words which contain predefined meaning. Okay, keywords in Java are predefined that can't be used as object name or variable name or class name or method name. Okay, there are mainly keywords in Java. Those are abstract, default, new, this, static, okay, int, float. Those are all are keywords because those contain predefined meaning. Okay. Next, what are the various access specifiers present in Java? So I already told there are 4 types of access specifiers are there in Java. Those are public, private, protected, default. Okay, so public means we all know public means we can anyone can access the classes and methods. Okay, so the methods, classes and variables that are defined as public can be accessed by any class or method. Okay, next, private, these methods or classes which are declared as private can be accessible only within the class. Okay, private only within the class. Next, protected, the variables, methods and classes which are defined as private can be accessed within the same class of the same package or by the subclass of the same class. Okay, so here the subclass and superclass can access the methods under the same package. Okay, next one, default. By default, all the classes, variables, methods are of default scope. The default is accessible within the package only. Okay, not the subclass, within the package. List out the control statements in Java. So there are 3 types of control statements. Those are selection statements, iterative statements and jump statements. So first of all, selection statements. Selection statement is mainly used to transfer program control to a specific flow based upon some condition, either true or false. Okay, so those selection statements are 3 types: if else, switch statements. Some more selection statements are nested if else and else if ladder. Okay, what are the different types of iterative statements? So iterative statements and looping statements are both the same. So these statements are the set of statements that repeat continuously until the condition for the termination is not met. Okay, so there are 3 types of looping statements: while, do while and for. So what is the difference between while loop and do while loop? So the difference between while loop and do while loop is entry controlled loop. So here first the condition is evaluated. If the condition is true, then the statements are executed. Whereas do while loop is exit controlled loop. So here the statements are first executed, then the condition is evaluated. If the condition is false, then the loop will be terminated. If the condition is true, again the statements are executed. So that is the difference between while loop and do while loop. Okay, I hope it is clear. Next, what are the jump statements? So there are 2 types of jump statements in Java. Those are break and continue. These two statements are used to transfer control to another part of our program depending on condition. Okay. Next, so I already told what is the difference between while loop and do while loop. So while loop is entry controlled loop and do while is exit controlled loop. Next, what are the comments in Java? Java comments are statements that are not executed by the interpreter and compiler. So Java comments are not executed. So those comments are used for only understanding purpose. The comments contain version number and purpose of the program. Okay, these are used to provide information about the class, variables, methods. Okay, comments are mainly used to hide program code for a specific time. So there are three types of comments: documentation comments, multi-line comments, and single line comments. Okay. Next, describe in brief OOPS concepts. So OOPS means object oriented programming. Okay. So OOPS, very important OOPS concepts. Okay. So the object oriented programming language which entirely deals with object. The main aim of OOP is to implement real world entities such as objects, classes, inheritance, polymorphism, and so on. So there are six important features of OOPS. Okay. First one is class. Class is nothing but blueprint of an object. Okay. Next, object. Object is nothing but instance of class or any real world thing, okay, which contains state and behavior. So I already told. Next, abstraction. So very important. Abstraction means which hides the internal mechanism and only shows the necessary data. So it will hide unnecessary data and shows only necessary data. That process is known as abstraction. Okay. So abstraction means hiding internal process and only shows the functionality. Okay. Next one is encapsulation. Encapsulation means binding data and code together into a single unit. In other words, wrapping data into a single unit is known as encapsulation. Okay. Next one is inheritance. Important. Inheritance means deriving a subclass from superclass is known as inheritance, or deriving a child class from its parent class is known as inheritance. Okay. Next, last one is polymorphism. Polymorphism means the ability to have more than one form. Okay. So one object is available in different forms is known as polymorphism. Okay, Java provides a way to perform one task in different possible ways. Okay, in different forms. Okay. Next, what are the naming conventions? So here convention means rule. Naming convention is a rule to be followed for naming your identifiers such as packages, variables, classes, and methods. Okay. So in Java, if you want to give a name to methods and classes, then you need to follow the naming convention rules. Okay. So what are the rules we need to follow to declare a class? So here, if you want to declare a class, you need to follow the rules. Those are, it should start with an uppercase letter. Okay. The class name must not be a noun, must be a noun, and the class name must start with uppercase letter. Like this, every packages, methods, variables contain naming conventions. Okay. Next, 35. Define constructor in Java. So what is a constructor? Constructor is a special function. Okay. The block of code to initialize the state of an object. A constructor is called only when the instance of the class, instance of the object is created. every time in Java, object is created using a new keyword, and by default the constructor is created. So whenever you initialize, you create the object, then the constructor is used to initialize the object. Okay. Next, define this keyword in Java. The main use of this keyword is to refer the current object in Java programming. So this keyword is used to point the current object of Java programming. Next, why we use inheritance in Java? So there are two main uses by using the inheritance: for code reusability, method overriding. Okay, so we will discuss method overriding later. Next, what are the packages? So in C, hash include stdio.h. So that is a header file. So header file is used to contain the declarations and definitions. Okay, like this here packages also used to contain the declarations and definitions of statements. Okay, so of classes, methods, variables. So in Java, package is defined as a collection of interfaces and classes that are bundled together and related to each other. Okay. Next, what is the reason why multiple inheritance are not supported in Java? Java does not support multiple inheritance in order to reduce the complexity and simplify the language. Okay, so if you want to use the multiple inheritance in Java, that is possible only by using the interface concept. Okay. Next, what is method overriding? So if the subclass in the program has same method as declared in superclass, then it is known as method overriding. So here subclass and superclasses contain same method. Okay. When can you use super keyword? So accessing data members of parent class when the member names of the class and its child class are same. So if child class and parent class contain same methods, same variables or methods, then you want to access the parent methods and variables, then you need to use super keyword. Okay. Next, very important concept, exception handling. Exception. So here exception is nothing but error. There are two types of errors: compile time errors and runtime errors. Compile time errors are known as syntax errors. Okay, runtime errors are known as exceptions. Exception is a failure condition that occurs during the execution of the program. Okay, and disrupts the normal flow of program. It has to be handled properly, failing which program will be terminated. Okay, how the exceptions are handled in Java? So exceptions are handled in Java by done using try, catch, finally blocks. Okay, so what is a try block? The code or set of statements that may raise exception should be try block. Okay, so the statement which contain exception, that should be written in try block. Next, catch block. This block catches the exception thrown in the try block. So whatever the exception rises in try block, that will be cached in catch block. So instead of exception, whatever the information in catch block, that will be executed. Next, finally, the block of code is always executed whether an exception has occurred in the try block or not, except in one scenario. Okay. So next, last one, what is a thread in Java? Thread allows a program to operate more efficiently by doing multiple things at the same time. So thread is an individual path of execution. So by using threads, we can these threads are allows doing multiple things at the same time. Okay, threads can be used to perform complicated tasks in the background without interrupting the main program. Okay, so I hope it is clear. So if you have any doubts regarding to this, please comment me in the comment section. And if you want any specific topic, comment me in the comment section. For more videos, please subscribe my channel. Okay.